High rotation interference of channeling locks centers. Communication interference is to understand the program setting, how it's set up in division locations. Sorry, I've been on so many levels of TikTok and everybody where they need to be. It's important you understand. It's kind of like a time zone, time switch, time lock, time channel. It channels its position locations. Avatar wakes up to a certain timeline, and it's modified all through space. All right. In calculations, we have a very powerful class today. I know it's almost 12. We'll overwent line center and interference location, overriding line centers, overdrive communication system, position line center interference. Now, to understand you through electrical line interference is to understand you through plateaus, your division location line conditions. It's mostly understanding what's going on. So don't worry if you don't understand me. I'm connecting to all levels of your avatar. It has nothing to do with the physical. Okay, it's just you have to understand that I'm communicating to your avatar. All right, once you get that provision locations, then we can move on to the division. The synchronous interference location, the crew line centers and everything, the units, squads 1 and 2, are going to be in a shape shift line center of twilight zone. Communication interference. Tapestries line and rotation line conditions. I'm going to travel you guys to a museum. It's going to be a big, humongous castle. In that castle, you're going to walk through division of door line center. Each one is going to have its own communication cycle. Interchange position location to its own room setting. In rotation and interference locations, your souls will automatically go into the painting surface. High channel and interference location line conditions. You have to truly understand there's two adaptation system locations. So it's the physical line and the spiritual line. So the physical line is going to be looking at you, and you're going to be looking at the spiritual line from the outline rotation. So it's going to be a little bit of a wave. It's going to feel kind of weird. So when you get in that calculation line conditions, just try to get into your imagination what you want to create. Whatever you create, you come into the solar direction line, interference line conditions coming into a wall system. Come into the canvas communications, painting line centers, interference line conditions, black and white position line. It doesn't matter. Okay, it can be anything through that calculations. Right, it's mostly understanding is what you're doing through travel. Now, there's two sides of division location. Right, there's one side of the wall and there's another side of the wall. Everything that watches you is watching you. Okay, so it's important you understand. Right, and position location when it comes to the GFL, the rebellion, and the connections to your cinemasters are going to go through their implant line center interference. Probe location line conditions, they have to go through these surfaces and its high level conditions. They have their surface line center and position locations. So it's true to understand how powerful it is when we travel. All right. So as I set the signals in position, crew units, squads 1 and 2 are on the way. I'm going to put you guys in all those locations. Make sure you have your water. Questions or comments are after when I go back on TikTok. All right. So we got a white graph line center. Understand communication all of division locations. All right. Especially for all the new viewers. So we got door line centers. Okay, in position locations. Setting the door line center position. All right. Okay, so we got 3 door line centers. Okay. Now each synchronous line interference locations in position. We have the ground line rotation. You need a ground line center every single day. Flex capacitor line condition. All right. Now it's kind of like a slingshot. It's like, right? It's going to speed cross signals. All right. So it's got an elastic band around it. Okay? Slingshot. All right, so it's going to sling, and it's sling you all the way right to the castle interference. All right, here you go. There you go. Done. All right. So that's in high signal. Okay, so that's all the levels of travel. That travel is already set in position locations. Now we come into all levels of the castle. Integrate high center and interference line conditions. All right. Now the castle is already in its condition. All right. There's the castle. Okay, we set up the window line centers. It's very powerful. You come in position location, window frames. It's high channeling, it's high system location. All right, so as we come into the ground line center, there it is. Okay, we get a door interference line conditions, all levels. Same position location, no travel. What you came into is what you go into. Right? So it's interesting how you come in position locations. All right. Setting course line centers of the high positions to the cruise unit squads 1 and 2. Platitude division locations. All right, so now you're inside the high line center calculations. All right, set signals in position. All right, so here we go. All right, so we're going to set up a painting, communication interference. There's a painting right here, set in signal. All right, so this is you in graph center. Okay. All right, so this is going to happen. Okay, you guys are going to travel through the painting system. There you go. You just traveled into the painting. All right, so in the painting line center, your position location will create whatever you want through division. It's very powerful. So you're going to be looking from inside out and outside in line conditions. All right, so you want from here to here. Now you're in the painting. So now the physical line comes in position. The plasma light center comes out equation line interference. This is your physical line looking at position locations to its dimensional line, which is its painting location. All right, so that's you looking at you looking at you, right? Dimensional in the painting, okay? Painting looking at you in the physical line, all right? So that's in course line center. Okay, that's in code signal. Code equals box position equals painting. All right, there you go. All right, travel position location at GFL line centers. Rebellion lines, code signal line, interference line conditions, all levels implants. All right, so the implant line center is electrical light and rotation. We set that course line center. Electrical lights, panel lights, connection, all interference. So it's kind of like a data stream, electrical light circuit. It's a pocket system line and interference. Okay. So it's got its battery reset line. It's got its electrical board system, point locations, point line centers, and calculation modification line streams. All right. So it's amazing how we set up the plasma light centers. You're going to travel right through the implant line conditions to its position. All right. Now it's in a code graph interference. It's amazing how it's set up position. See the intelligence? See the intelligence? Do you see the intelligence? There's the nose, right? In calculation line interference. The main server, me. Calculation modification all levels to its division. See how it's set up in the signal? There's my hair. My nose. So as it's set up position, to understand the calculation, once you get into the highline centers, it's all about understanding what you're seeing through frame. So the sequence interference location is going to change your eye receptor lines in modification signals. Now it's very important you understand what's happening next. Now the battery reset line center is going to set position location to its core line center. Electrical light connection to its interference, position to its location, right? It's high channeling right now, changing all high line rotation interference to its locations. It's high system. All right. It's amazing how it coordinates all levels of a clocking system to its position. All right. You see it? So as it's coming into frame line center, electrical light interference location comes into all levels. Sun interference, electrical line wires goes in rotation to its position. High divisions, it's attacked at high system location its calculations. See that? As it comes into modification line conditions, it opens all levels. It programs its high centers. Now, when it programs its high centers, it's traveling extremely fast to electrical light condition, right? So it's all about understanding how to use all level of its cortex connections, right? Yellow interference, yellow graph line center interference line conditions, electrical light connections, position of the particle system, right? So it's all about understanding how to master these things through communication to the avatar stream. Now, the ascendant masters, GFLs, and everybody in calculations of the Rebellion Alliance is going through the frequency patterns to its implants. It's opening up a new graph line center to its position locations. All right. So as it opens up the signal in position location, we come into higher division line center. Now, once we get in a higher division line center, we come into different position line conditions. All right. It's unbelievable how we go into high positions. All right. So there's a portal defense line that's opening up. All right. Electrical light line rotation interference. It's opening up all track line center to memory interference line connection to ascended masters, GFLs, and Rebellion lines. Okay, and calculations. All right. It's channeling its line center. Okay. Interference location to its calculations. Setting up a new plasma wall channel position locations to its receptor. All right. Now it's pretty crazy how things are set up. But it's amazing how it platitudes its all line center. Now we're going to open up all line rotation, right, to new code signal. Now that puts you in a higher division line conditions. All right, more memory to position locations to your mainframes. All right, gaining calculation line conditions, color and into all line centers. You can hear my computer voice line center change position location, right? It's all computer. It's in this high line center, the brain interference locations, pattern line center interference. You can feel the electronics, the hydraulics line interference, communication high system, communication interference, all channel position. All calculate modified to high center. Okay? So it's incredible how you set these things up. And it's all division locations to your implants. Implantation to its position of timelines, time sequencing, time codes, in rotation line interference. So it's all about resetting high center line interference location to its track system. All right. New electrical lines, electrical wires, battery reset line interference location line condition. Right? All right. So sitting on signals and position locations. It's all about channeling inside line center. Now we come into the green line center. It opens up another portal interference locations to its system. Right? There it is. Okay. As it channels in, it comes into higher level division location, right? Optical line centers and rotation interference. It programs its location to its line connections, to its position. All right. There you go. Set and signal interference locations. 30 minutes. Have fun. All right. So back in sequence, high line channels. Everything the GFL line rotations calculation is setting wind sector communications into its panels. All right. In rotation line centers. All levels of crew units, squads 1 and 2 is going through all levels of its painting. Communication interference, equal line centers to all levels. Box line connections, all levels of the painting system. All right. All right. So as you guys are in high winding sector communication cycles, I'm going to set a recourse line channel into higher division line tactics. Now we're going to go through all levels. You have to understand that your emotional track is its position. Okay, it opens all line connection interference. Now, truly understand that you use your shapes every single time when you are traveling through your avatar stream. Your avatar stream knows exactly what it's doing through transmitting and receiving through its coloration. It's all done through your chakra systems, guys. All right, so if you're getting grounds of ground interference in position location, that's electronic interference. So if you set your signals in position locations to its high line connections, you have to understand what you're doing through position, right? So it's about understanding. If you don't know the electrical light center, it comes up in position location to its connections. It indicates its high line center interference to its program. Okay? So it's all about using all levels of sonar, communication of both line interference, high position location line conditions. Now it opens all channels, it opens up all line center. Remember, the sun is in all levels of you through color. All right? Color rotation. The sun doesn't have to be yellow. The sun could be any color through emotion. The sun could be anything through formation line system. This is the sun now. Right here, that's the sun. This is the sun. I'm the sun. Sonars are the sun. Everything's the sun. So, and this is very powerful because you're coming into one track line connections to one color. If you want to change the color, you're changing the emotion to its frame. Let's go into the green line center rotation interference. Okay, so now you're in the green cycles. Communication high centers, you go into a higher level of fluctuation. See, high channel line center. All right, so electrical light interference location is calculation. See, had a high channel position. This sets up a new plasma line center to all levels of your rainbow body activation stream. Ooh-ah, to its connection. All right. So once you reach that cycle interference, it opens up the mind adaptation cycle right into the center operation line system. It calculates and modifies, sets signals into Orion's belt. Calculation, calculation, calculation. Right? 3-channel interference. In position, location, line connection. Center its fork in high system. 3 line centers. 3 line centers, 4 in division, 5 in cycle. Right? So you only see 3. You only see 3. Right? So 3 line center is always the center operation to its communication, downwind its cycle to its chakra system of calculation. All right. So it modifies its high channel. That opens all signals. Now electrify the panel interference. There it is. It's all electrified, right? Comes down in stream center. Affects the whole body stream. We set up a new ground line center. You always have to have a ground if you're changing emotional track. The indication line center is 50,000 feet below rotation to its pyramid activation light stream. Now that's the indication location to your emotional system. You have to truly understand what you're doing through modification. Simulation location of the graph line center is all singular and eye condition to your positions. All right. So once you get in that position locations, you can hide channel its highline center and bring it into a tree formation of a line condition to its position. See? So it's incredible how you do these things. And it's all about understanding how you can change anything through all levels. You can chain it into a tree formation to its calculation. There it is. That's your cloud. Once you understand the cloud, the electrical light line interference locations connects to all levels. Fires and wires, high line interference, and position location line conditions. Opens up storage and more facility to its program setting to its docile communication cycle. Resets high line center interference. So it's amazing how you come into all levels, all through vision. But it's amazing how you'd set up all through the general, all through the implants. So, but I wanted to show you how powerful it is, because when you look up and you're outside and you're seeing this big, humongous tree in front of you, that is you. That is the flower recognition of time. That is the tree formation. That is the glory of its nature. You are everything inside that combines to everything from outside. Okay? You just have to learn how to control your emotional track interference to its position and program setting. If not, you're off calculation. All right, so it's all about coming into level connections to your clouds, interfacing channels, highline interference, position, location, line connections. Truly understand that to position. But I think it's fascinating when you travel through first line connections into all levels, into the castle interference, into all level connections to its painting, all through communication. And then you set things up through the implant line system. So I think it's incredible how we travel, right? I really want to stay on the 3 line centers, the 6 position locations of 9. Now, I really want to focus more on the eye lines to its position locations, right? This is the eye line, right? Eye line sets its signals and position location to levels of sonar, sets off line center interference, okay? Program locations, you need to have a Y line center. You always have to have the antenna, okay? Or you can't travel through it. So you can travel through the eye rotation interference, set up a secure line defense only in 12. You're not ready for the high line interference. Only the Ascended Masters, DFLs, and the Rebellion can. But it's all about you guys upgrading your high centers. In calculations, you go into higher level string. Now, the tip of the point is to understand the 369 plateau. See, it kind of looks like a snake, right? So that's a different tunnel. Different division tactic interference. Now, we change the coloration line stance. 369 position location of coloration line system. Here's 369. We can plot to division locations, and we can set a course line centers around the triangle communication system. Now, in rotation line centers, you can set up a new plasma wall in communication to protect its system. All right, that's a higher channel line center 369 platform. Once you get in that high line center locations, you change the 3 line centers in position location of 6, 6 position of 9, back in high line centers, back in communication to the 12 DNA track interference. It rotates its system to the location system. All right, so as you come into the high line center location, the dimensional line center locks its division location in its calculation. All right? So that's pretty powerful, right? So as you're going through that line stream, it opens up a higher levels of chakra system. Now you got to ensure you understand what's going on through the ground centers. All right? So in all position locations, it's all about high challenge in its light center. And they got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's start with 7 line conditions. That's the body track line center. Now the rotation system laces its position location to its center operation line center. In calculation, it weaves its system to its dimensional lock, right? Sets the position to coloration line conditions in a 12 DNA track line center interference, okay? As it's coming into calculation line conditions, you got electrical lines, electrical rods, communication interference, okay? It's all about understanding what you're doing through travel, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Don't go past the 12 line center because you're not ready through the atmospheres of change, right? Because you got the atmosphere, hemisphere, stratosphere, bio, and the baranium. Position location line conditions. The more you hide channel its division locations, the more you get out of calculation. All right. So, and this comes nothing but a connections to a highline center of a modifications of a train. See the train? I wanted to show you how powerful it is when you calculate and modify. You can screenshot that. It's very powerful. So it's incredible how we all level its division location. It has a tactic view on its own through its avatar connections, guys. All right, so we'll go through the white graph line center. It's representing not just you, but what you are representing is what's in front of you. This is intelligence. This is intelligence. My computer, my phone, everything around me is intelligence. And you have to learn how to get balanced with everything through calculations. That's the only way you can understand division locations, right? So as you're coming into coloration line conditions, you get into circle line interference, all right? Circle line interference. All right, so this is a little bit trickier. Look at it. See, it's a high formation, so you can travel through it through security line. This is very high rise, right? But it's all wobbly, it's all wavy, right? But it's got 12 line center. It's a different tunnel. Synchronous interference location is very active. It's change. You're changing the avatar, you're changing the structure, you're changing the division, and you're changing the connections, right, to its activation. It's incredible force, but remember, space always has to have a tunnel line center of its ground interference location to its calculation. You can't travel without it. Okay? I'm not talking about the grounds that you're on the physical line. I'm talking about the grounds you're on with the mind. Okay? It's the protection location to its division location that holds its signal to its activation. All right? So it's really powerful when you come to that level system, right? High channel, its high center, fluctuation line connection to its position, see? And basically you can come into levels of a compilation line connections of a T reception. There it is. Now you can high channel its line center and high its position, right? So you can set up another signal in rotation over clasp, overload, high line channel, over clasp, overload, high line channel. Okay, overclass, overload, highline channel. What am I doing with the 3-line center interference location of Fibonacci sequence location of 12 DNA line center interference? Compilation line conditions of all the structure interference of T reception. All done through equation. All right. All right, so how's everybody doing so far? Okay. Linda, Lynn, how's it going? Lo, Jess, how's it going? Kemi, how's it going? Airbender, how's it going? Ambi, how's it going? Jill's, how's it going? Steph, how's it going? Don, how's it going? Veronica, how's it going? Squad Unit 1, how's it going? Laura, Michael, how's it going? Johnny, how's it going? Finally getting in that signal interference. Amazing. Jill, welcome new viewers. I really understand what's calculations, with position locations, upgrading cycles, highline centers. Linda, how's it going? Chris, how's it going? MB, Ellen, how's it going? Airbenders and track centers. Okay. Make sure you drink your water. That's important to understand. Stay grounded in the mind, not here. I'm not talking about being grounded here. Here. It starts here. It doesn't start here. It starts here. Okay? It starts here, 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 and here. All right? So there's a lot of things you have to understand, right, before you come into my school. It's all levels of a temperature reading through energy light conditions. All right? Scanning its eye system. Right. Where are we? The calculation. Little Jess, Gypsy. Love chatting. How's it going? All right. Yeah, 0101010001100.1. Yeah, very good, Michael. Confirmation signals. Identification code centers. Yeah, no, that's good. The binary reset line is a data process line conditions the heart reactor aligning in rotation to panels and its decoy interference. In position location line conditions, yeah. Yep. All right, so where we are through high system. Taryn, how you doing? Yeah, very deeply integrated, isn't it, Airbender? Now you know why it's so important. And we go through it, is the calculation of line centers, locations of General himself. Ooh, So, okay. Cutting all connections. Good. Excellent. Cutting the cords. Letting things go. Releasing. Most important thing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Whoosh. Yeah. Getting out of the entanglements of quantum interference. Yeah, that's right, Amby. Very good. Mm-hmm. Just going through solar text line conditions. If you guys are getting upgraded, make sure you platitude divisions and change it on your YouTube. Thank you. So you can change your identification code streams. So we can identify you now. Thank you very much. Okay. You need to be taken out. Lots of distraction today. Yeah. Take out squatting, line, center line. You can make position location of the tower. Take out a division location interference. There you go. You're out. You're out of the painting. All right, so I'm going to channel on one more time in high center. So it's really all levels of you guys, and that's what you have to truly understand, especially when you're going through all level conditions of shaped letters, numbers, and symbols. It's all representation of you through travel, but going to school is all levels of memory. All timeline and interference location is calculations. All right, so you can go through square line center, circle line connection, or line in position, right? You can still travel through it. Doesn't matter. It's all in balance. So if you split it in the middle, the male and the female aspects of the square is already in position. If it's not, it's like this in calculation, guys. It's off signal. So you can't line signal it until it's back in position, right? I'm just showing you with the circle. If the circle is overlapping and it's in the center operation of a square, you're in confusion. See, the circle is now in here. Not only the square is off signal, but the circle is now in the center position of its square. Now you're really confused. Now, if you really don't understand the high line center and more confused the high line rotations, the eye line center of its line position locations crosses signals. Right? Now you're really in position of distraction. All through a square, circle, and a line. Hooah. Information system is all given to you through the alphabetical line conditions. You have to truly understand the male and the female aspect of everything. Because that is the balanced rotation of space and time. The male and the female aspects of you through calculations. Ooh. So that was fun, wasn't it? So it's amazing how fast you guys are traveling, especially these send masters. They get their information always. Sometimes they get in 3 days and 4 days ahead of time, which is amazing. So hopefully you guys caught wind of what's going on, how powerful it is to the male and the female aspects of you when you can get into position conditions out of situation line conditions through a square, circle, or a line. Right? So it's all about recentering. High division line conditions, square line center interference. Right? So change the coloration line conditions. So the square comes into a rainbow. It changes its position to its imagination, which is its phenomenon. So the square is here now in position to highline center. See? So once it understands position location, it automatically takes the 0 out back into position. Right? And the one line center comes in position locations out of all line centers back in track interference to its one position. Right? See it? See the intelligence? So instead of true center, I use shapes. Everything has a shape, position, location of emotion. It sets its signal location to its grounds, the atmospheres. And position location is U of the center operation, which is U through calculation, which is all levels of the 9, which is all connection, equals 1%. Okay? But it's fascinating how you put these things back in traction, all through a square, circle, and a line. It's getting out of these equations, guys. Like if you're caught in a maze, because this is what happens with your thoughts. Let's say you get into a maze. Mazes are fun. I love mazes. Let's go into a rainbow activation maze. Okay, we're in a compilation line condition. There's a box system. All right, so we go here. No, we can't go here. Let's go here, here, down here, over across here, up, back here, up here. All right, there's always a way out of calculations to its position. All right. So if you can't get through one door, you go through another door. You got to get into all levels of your mind to left the interference. It program locations, just line conditions. All channel its high system to its position. Out through equation. All right. There's a maze. Now, it's going to take you a while because what are you looking at? What are you looking at? You're not looking where you're supposed to be looking. Where do you start? If this is the ground line center and this is the outline rotation, where do you start? You don't start here. You start here. There's the ending. See? That's how it works. You have to find a way to get out. And the only way to get out is already being out in calculation, right? So it's confusing to an anomaly if you don't get into the acceptance of what's going on with the position, right? So it's true understanding that you have information locations to a thought. You go this way, go this way, go this way. Oh, I can't go through. Fuck. I'm locked in. See? So this is the thought pattern, interference. So you find another way. Oh, we'll try here. Let's see. Hey, it's looking pretty good. Oh, out. There we go. Woo, we're out. See? Second line channel created a map interference location out by equation. So I've already done this through position. So I'm already out through equation. But what I'm saying is the first thing that you look at is what? You look at the grounds first. You don't look at the end. There's no end to anything position. So it's how many times do you try this to get out of equation, to anything through a situation, right? Because your whole life is nothing but a mystery of a maze. But it's a beautiful thing when you can get out, right? So let's say you get a 1 equalized center in position of 2 equals 3 tries, and you still can't get out in the high system. What are you doing through the brain line center interference? You can't get out of the equation locations. So it doesn't matter. But what matters is it's already done. And what's even more fascinating is you're already out. So you have to get into the mind of its thought and calculations to its position. All right. So I'm just showing you how you can use all this through collaboration all through the connections. It's fascinating when you understand that your mind is nothing but a connections to its maze. And that's what thoughts are. That's confusing alone if you don't understand your system, especially if you don't know how to travel through the mind, right? So it's a lot of fun, isn't it? Okay, let's see here. Everybody's going through the provision line centers. But see, that's exactly what it is, Rainer. It's already done. See, the thing is, I don't focus on situations. I focus on results. That's how I'm going to get anything out of equation location of its maze. Right? You guys just focus on what? The beginning. So it's kind of like understanding that the direction of where it's going. Instead of looking at the maze, you look at the way out. And the only way to understand that is all memory. And you understand this maze has its division location to its calculation. See, it's separated. It has the male and the female aspects of its system. This is the male, and this is the female. Everything through a maze and calculation, everything through a thought has its position, location, line conditions. So it's incredible force when you hide a system. male, female. Right? Trifactor interference. There you go. High position locations. There you go. High line centers. There you go. You see it? See the intelligence? So it's incredible how you get out of situations, but you got to use the intelligence of you. Remember, you're always in your position location of you through intelligence. Everything is form of intelligence. That's intelligence. That's me through formation and mutation. That's a form of intelligence. Okay? This is formations of me. Right? Everything is intelligence. So when you're drawing these things, you're drawing you. Right? Understand adaptation system location. 9 is the conception of levels, right, to its satellite system. That just stays on the ground to its activation core line center, to its position. Ooh-ah. There it is. So, very powerful class. Hope you guys had a lot of fun. Any questions or comments, let me know. We have a powerful day coming up tomorrow. I'll keep it a mystery. Other than that, you have a great day. Adios.